Hello, I'm Mike Tyson. Those of you who followed my boxing career know I've accomplished a lot in a short period of time. It happened way back in 1980 when I first met Customato, the world-famous trainer and manager.
After training such great champions as Floyd Patterson and Jose Torres, Customato opened a small gym above a police station in upstate New York, leaving the world of big-time boxing behind. Until he met a 13-year-old delinquent from Brooklyn, brought to him from a nearby penal institution. Cus knew if he would dig deep enough with this troubled youth, he would uncover a jewel.
Back and forth like this. Okay. I'm not a creator. What I do is discover and uncover. See, my job is to take the spark and fan it. When it starts to become a little flame, I feed it. And I feed the fire until it becomes a roaring blaze. And then when it becomes a roaring blaze, I pour huge logs on. And then you really got a fire going.
He had taught many boys the sweet science, sharing his large home in Catskill with them. But one boy in particular stood out not only in the ring, but in Cus's heart.
When I was 14, Cus used to tell me about all this. We would talk about the old fighters or something, and then we'd go to another hour, we'd talk about girls. It was just like my big brother of my father talking about my father.
Within 2 years of their meeting, the old professor legally adopted his rising star. Their destiny had begun.
And Cus always strived. He said, you could be the champ, even at a young age. And I believed in him. I developed that kind of confidence in him. And we just made it, that was the destiny, no matter whatever happened. And he's discussed times that he wasn't feeling well and he doesn't think he's going to be around. But he said, no matter what, the job must go on.
Guided by the teachings of the master, Mike Tyson set about changing his life, and in time, the entire boxing world.
But you aim it here and bring the same hand. When he hits here, his life will bring it down. Even if he's got his life, bring down, bang, over here, bang, with the left hook here. And you get hit, bang, you get excited, and your head comes up your hands. When you get hit, that's when you got to be calmest. You got to be clever, you got to be smart, and not get hit. And when you're able to do this, you're a fighter.
Customato was an incredibly brilliant teacher of boxing. He was the first person to know that boxers are controlled not by physical, but by emotional and psychological characteristics of them. Many trainers tell their fighters, don't be afraid of that guy. Don't be afraid of him. You'll beat him easy. The trainer doesn't understand that no matter what he tells his own fighter about not being afraid, the fighter still will have fear. Not about getting hit, but by losing, by being exposed to the crowd. Cus, knowing that all fighters feel like that, would tell his fighter, when you walk in that ring, you're going to be scared to death. Every fighter feels like that.
Boxing's involved, you can never get bored. Like some people, they can make love, have sex all day, and they never get bored, and that's how boxing is with me. They just love to box.
Move your head. Keep the head down when you come up with the eights. Keep your head down. It's coming up. Yeah, I mean, it's not coming up, but it's starting to come up. You can make it perfect. It's good, but it's not perfect. I don't succeed when I make a guy or help a guy become champion of the world. I succeed when I make that fellow become champion of the world and independent of me.
punch, and a lot of fighters punch hard, it's not as important as not getting hit. That's the most important thing in the world. Cus D'Amato devised a system consistently to move their head. In moving their head, it put them in a position to throw a punch back at the same time the other guy was punching.
I get excited, like just like a guy who's no longer capable of any sexual involvement.
Mike was such a master at doing this that after 1 or 2 minutes of round 1, the other fighter would try it again, throw his best jab, miss Mike entirely, get hit with a tremendous punch. And in the fighter's mind, he said, "What the heck was that? I don't like that. Let me try one more time." Throw his best jab, miss, get a tremendous shot back, bam, and right here, he stops throwing punches. He says, "That's it. I can't win."
I remember Cus showing him how to throw the uppercut with the proper snap. And Mike would come right over here in the mirror and just practice it for round after round.
With D'Amato as the teacher, Tyson became an obsessive student of boxing. Not just technique, its history. While in the gym, he practiced D'Amato's peekaboo style, fighting with one's hands high, as if in a defensive screen.
We trained them, myself and Teddy at the beginning. We trained them steadily until finally started to get boxing, and then he developed the ability to slip punches and so forth. When he got to the point of slipping punches, we had a difficult time getting people to box with him because he proved to be a very hard puncher with both hands.
Tyson was like a sponge, and he just absorbed everything that Cus had to teach him. The head movement, throwing the punches with bad intentions, the proper snap. And I recall Mike, practicing for long, sustained periods of time, 10, 15 minutes, in the mirror, just throwing the right uppercut or left hook, just over and over and over.
That's it. There you go. Now you got again. Who's the last guy to stop? Time. Very good. That's right. Move your head. Move your head. Move your head. Move your head, Mike. You got to score a punch when you get into that. So score a punch like you're doing the amateur.
See that? Tell me something, Gus.
Stay close to him so he can't uppercut.
It's the little things, the discipline that, that Cus was instilling in him. You got to do this, you got to do this. Then come to the gym, go home and go to bed.
On November 4th, 1985, just 3 days after Mike Tyson knocked out his 11th straight professional opponent, Cus D'Amato died of pneumonia. Though the master was gone, his voice still echoed in the gym he called home.
Your mind is not in your way. There's something distracting you. And remember, it's always good to throw the punch where you could hit him and he can't hit you. That's what the science of boxing is all about.
The master instilled in the student his experiences and thoughts to carry him through his journey. Words were his tools, words that are still very much alive today.
You know what I like it's about the coward and the hero, that both of them feel the same.
It's what they do that makes them different. In other words, the hero feels just as frightened as the coward.
But it's just that the coward, he runs. Instead of the hero, he feels the same, and he has the discipline, and he just makes himself go through whatever has to be done.
That's what he does that makes him a hero, and what the other fellow doesn't do that makes him a coward.
It was D'Amato's philosophy to build will rather than skill. With Mike, he had succeeded. He had bred in Tyson the heart of a champion, a heart that had other feelings as well.
It really is difficult because I did miss him a lot. But even besides, before, when Cus was around, I was always that way. I used to always keep things to myself. I always kept things to myself. But it's just that I let some things out. I spoke to him about some things that were on my mind. But when things get on my mind now, I don't talk to anyone about it. if Cuss was around, he would tell me things, and he would explain this is what I would do. And so I would tell him, yes, but just don't worry about it, Cuss, everything's gonna be all right. And he knew not to worry about it. There's no way we could fail. We must succeed.
First of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming to celebrate Cuss. And I would like to start right away by presenting to you one of Cuss's old friends, Mr. Norman Mailer.
On the way over, I was thinking of what characterized Cuss most for me. And I guess if I were to put it in a sentence, it would be that I never knew a man who was not a writer who thought more like a writer. The thing I love most about Cuss is the sensitivity and insights he brought to one of the most difficult subjects in the world, which is masculine courage. It's a field that no one has made great contributions in. Hemingway, we could say fairly, was obsessed by it. But Cuss had an appreciation of it in relation to fighters. That, we're using an odd word for the fight game, but his appreciation of it was exquisite. I think it was for that reason, more than any other, that he was such a great coach and manager for young fighters.